Hi beauties, so you've clicked this link because you want to learn how to do the Victoria's Secret inspired makeup. Luckily for me, I've got the help of my favourite makeup artist, Celena Hancock, who I've worked with for 10 years doing tours, music videos. She even lived with myself on the Saturdays in LA when we were doing our show for E! So I've, thank God, got her wonderful help, and we're going to be taking you step by step through everything that we think is a Victoria's Secret look. Now for me, that look is very girly. It's almost cotton candy. It's bronzy skin, very highlighted, and of course the glossy lips too. So before we kick things off, I'm going to let you know what I've done just beforehand. So last night I applied a face oil called Sunshine Oil, which is by a brand called Milk. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but I'll be doing a whole different post on what things I like to put on my skin, so stay tuned for that. But also Celena has just put on a moisturiser and a primer, and now we're going to start things off with the foundation. So what foundation are we starting with, Cece?
This is MAC Face and Body. And I'm applying it with a foundation brush, but you can just use your fingers if you want. It's just really light. Just apply it like a moisturiser.
What do you think of using a brush compared to a sponge?
Beauty Blender's great if you want to get quite a high coverage foundation or a full coverage, because you can really press it into the skin. But we just want a sheer coverage, so
brush is best.
So we've done Mollie, it's just a really light base. Now I'm going to go in with a Charlotte Tilbury cream eyeshadow, which is waterproof and it sets and it dries, so it's perfect either on its own or you can use it as a base. So I'm going to just pop that all over the lid. So over the cream eyeshadow, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Muse palette. I'm using this first colour as a light wash all over the eye. And I'm going to take the second colour, I'm going to just pop it halfway across the eye here on a slight V angle. And through the crease. Open. We're going to go with the second colour here, just on the outer edge. Very subtle colour difference. Through the crease and wing it out. And if you open your eye, Mollie, and you can really see that shape that you want, you can take a little brush and just buff it up and out. Now we're just going to go in and we're going to make a really fine line just at the base of the eyelashes, which is just going to define the lash line. You can use a gel liner or a pencil or a liquid line, but I'm using the Anastasia waterproof cream colour eyeshadow in, well, it's the black one anyway. So if you look down, you want to get in as close as you can. I'm not trying to draw a line. It's literally just to define the lash line. And then I'm taking a really fine brush and I'm just going to smudge that line with a little bit of a bronzy eyeshadow. Open. I'm going to use the Show Mirror eyelash curlers now. These are the best ones on the market. They do the job really well. If you just look down a little bit and then ask your clients to look straight, get right in there. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And give it a squeeze.
There you go, girl.
I'll give it 3, 4.
Let me out.
Now don't worry at the minute, as you can see some of the eyeshadow's fallen down here. Don't worry about that. All we're going to do, we're going to clean that away with a cotton bud or some eye makeup remover. And it also makes a nice little taper if you clean up the eyeshadow here, so it lifts the eye up. So if you look down, Molly. I love these little mascaras with the balls on the end. This one's by Kiko.
I hate those ones that are really thick and you can't get in there.
No, I know. I love a small wand. Stop it. I love it. Look up. And then what you can do is where you've got this here and you've extended it, just lift that up there and it cleans it up for you. So now we're going to take this pencil by Sue Devitt. And we're just going to smudge over the pencil with a warm brown eyeshadow. This is Saddle by MAC. I'll do mascara underneath. I'm going to use the Radial Skinny Mascara for this. If you look up. Now we're going to apply some concealer. So I've got the MAC Moisture Cover in NC20. Now we're going to bronze the skin up. I'm going to add a slight contour first of all. For this I'm using the Iconic palette. And I'm going to use this brush here. And if you just go under the cheekbone and give it a little tick here. And the other side. And then I'm going to use the Cover FX. This is a liquid bronzer and I love this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff the cream bronzer, the liquid bronzer, over where the contour is. We're not really doing a full contoured look here. We're not doing the nose contour and all of that. We're just adding a nice little bit of cheek definition.
Did take me quite a while to master the contour, didn't it?
It did.
Poor old Celena would see me and be like, whoa, there's a stripy zebra.
Now I'm going to use one of Charlotte Tilbury's, the Retoucher, just over the top because this adds a nice little brightness. It's like a light reflector. So we've applied a nice cream bronzer, and now just over the top, I didn't want to use just powder because I didn't want to put too much on. Use a really fine layer of bronzer and it will really grab to the cream bronzer, so you need to use a tiny bit, but we want to have that nice shimmer that the girls have. So we're just going to brush it across the cheekbones and up towards the ear, around the hairline. This one is a Bobbi Brown Aruba. It's a really soft bronzer with just a little bit of shimmer through it. So now I'm going to use a liquid highlighter to highlight the high points of Mollie's face. This is my favourite liquid highlighter. I'm just going to use a tiny bit. I've put quite a lot on the back of my hand. It really doesn't need that much. And we're going to pop this right here on the high cheekbones. We'll put a little bit just down the centre of the nose. A little bit on the Cupid's bow.
When you do it, the lip, it does look really defined. When I do it myself, sometimes I worry that I look like I've got a sweaty upper lip.
Well, because you don't want to do it over the whole lip, you just want to do just the Cupid's bow. You can see where it's hit the light there.
Okay, just
here.
there, yeah.
But you don't want anything here or here.
No, I don't want to be highlighting no muzzy. Remember when we were on set and if we thought we had a sweaty upper lip, we didn't want to shout that in front of all the crew. So we came up with a name called Sula.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Sweaty upper lip alert. We were like, Cece, Sula. She was like, who's got Sula? Who's got Sula?
We're going to add a little bit of blusher. I'm going to use the old favourite that a lot of people turn to, and that's Orgasm by NARS.
I have my blush quite far out, don't I?
We put it quite high up.
Because I don't like being roundy faced.
Yeah.
If you wanted a rounder face, would you bring it closer in here?
Yeah, you bring it more onto the apple, whereas
Okay.
we're keeping it quite high up. So we're going to do the eyebrows. I'm just going to brush Mollie's eyebrows through. She's got great brows anyway. They're really thick. I don't really need much adding to them. And I'm using the Anastasia palette. I'm going to go in for a nice cool brown. And we're going to start where the hair is a little bit thinner. And then just fill in lightly at the front here. So we're just going to powder in the areas where we don't want shine, because this is a real glowy, beachy look. We don't want matte skin. A little bit of shine in the right places is good. So I'm using the NARS loose powder, and I'm just going to powder under the eyes and down the sides of the nose, keeping all the shine up here. We're going to do a nice girly pink. I'm going to start with MAC lip liner in Soar.
Oh, that is so Kylie Jenner, isn't it, that lip liner?
Is it?
Kylie, that's me.
Oh, stop it. I'm going to use a really girly pink lipstick by MAC, and it's called Please Me, and it's this gorgeous marshmallow pinky shade here. And so I've just gone over the top of the lipstick with a lip gloss by Charlotte Tilbury called Ibiza Nights, which gives it that beautiful iridescent, slightly gold shimmer through the pink. So the last thing, I'm going back in with the Cover FX highlighter that we used on the cheekbones and the Cupid's bow. I'm just going to pop a little bit in the corner of the eye. It really does open the eye up and make everything look sparkly and glowy and gorgeous. And there we have it.
Great.
Okay,
Right, here we go.
just does that beaver bracelet look too much?
You just put on as much as you possibly can.
Is it a bit much, the beaver bracelet?
Remember that quote of Chanel, when in doubt, take one thing off?
But I'm sure that wasn't the quote. 'Cause that's a really quote, Mollie. Coverage foundation or a full coverage, because you can really press it into the skin. But we just want a sheer coverage, so
Brush is best.
I'm not very good at talking at the same time. Right, okay.
Oh God, you tell me now.
Can you hear me? Can you... all I can hear is this. Right, Tiffany,
I've got